Good day and welcome to a new update, and in this update we are going to discuss RUNE, also known as Thorchain, which has been showing some momentum. So we're going to dive into the actual reasoning why it has been going up, and we're also going to check out the price action at this stage to see where we're going to find some resistances, but also could be looking at some decent support levels to actually dive into it. As usually when a coin is showing some momentum, the market is jumping into it as hype always calls for more buyers. Before we're going to continue, make sure to subscribe beneath and like this YouTube update, and also check out my Twitter and Instagram where you can find daily content on the markets, and I hope you have enjoyed the small market update from yesterday. Let's first discuss what Thorchain is. It will be a little bit technical, it will be in short, but we're going to dive into what this Thorchain coin actually means or what it actually is. Most of you probably already know, but let's just go through it. First of all, Thorchain is a layer 1 blockchain which is part of the Cosmos ecosystem, and it was built through the Cosmos SDK functions. And if you want to know more about Cosmos SDK or Cosmos, there's an interview on this YouTube channel from a year ago where we have been interviewing Jack from Cosmos, which is explaining everything that Cosmos ecosystem consists of, and we also have a fundamental update on this YouTube channel. What makes the chain unique is that it's not just another smart contract platform. Instead of that, it's a decentralized liquidity protocol that allows its users to conduct swaps across many different chains. It aims to become a bridge between the growing number of blockchains that exist, and its team is mostly anonymous, which is not a bad thing, but it is actually anonymous. In order for users to swap these tokens, Thorchain uses an automated market maker model where the tradable assets must be pooled against the RUNE token, meaning that more demand for its cross-chain pools will result in deeper liquidity as well, and thus a higher demand for RUNE, and that has an impact on the price action, of course. While it managed to gain a strong community and a lot of hype last year, Thorchain was the victim of a number of exploits that resulted in losses of funds. In May, money was lost due to network instability. In July, the chain suffered from 2 hacks within 8 days. This ultimately led to the team to decide that there was too much risk and they had to put the chain offline. However, the chain has been offline for a couple of months in the second half of 2021 as developers tried to fix the issues and cause some stability. Because of these issues, the RUNE token plummeted as there was no real use for it anymore. The price action has been making a drawdown, just like the rest of the markets, to be honest. Trust by many in the project also weakened. However, it also reacted to the risk of exploits. With the announcement of an insurance fund, now users are able to directly buy insurance coverage through the Nexus Mutual. So that is a little bit of background for Thorchain. Let's discuss why it actually has been going up in the past weeks. So the chain itself went back online in October. Not many features exist yet on Thorchain as it moves towards its mainnet launch soon. So actual usage has been remaining limited, and with that the price of RUNE token as well. However, earlier this week this changed as synthetic assets were introduced to the Thorchain. These synthetic assets backed by half RUNE and half of the asset, this could be Bitcoin or Ethereum for instance, quote, each minted synth represents the LP ownership of the native asset. Essentially 50% of the native asset will be sold to purchase RUNE, while the pool maintains a 1-to-1 price correlation. The team has said to offer different features for these synthetic assets in the future, such as synth vaults and other utilities once the mainnet goes live. The synthetic assets will also be available for use throughout the Cosmos ecosystem. Synthetic assets enjoy a 50% reduction of the swap fee. Thorchain guarantees the redemption value to the actual value, and the price of the token reacted extremely positive to this news as it has been going up more than 2x in the past 2 weeks. The reason for this is that Thorchain is currently in a period where it is expected to push out a number of major upgrades for its ecosystem, but also because the recently launched synthetic asset model has another great design behind it when it comes to tokenomics, something which Thorchain seems to really have put to focus on. Essentially, all the synthetic assets are backed by the LP of the underlying asset, so this drives liquidity to the chain, making the experience on the chain more user-friendly. At the same time, more RUNE gets taken out of the supply every time a synthetic asset is minted, since 50% of the backing has to be in RUNE. Synthetic assets launched earlier this week and have already reached trading volume of around 20 million in the first 24 hours. So what will be the next upcoming upgrades on this blockchain system or on this Thorchain? That's what we're going to discuss next. So there's also some upcoming upgrades, and more upcoming upgrades are expected to occur in the near future as well for the chain, which could further drive demand for the RUNE token. A bridge will soon connect Thorchain to Terra Luna, allowing Thorchain users to use assets for Terra Luna, such as the USDT stablecoin, something which the community is looking forward to as it further expands the offering and creates additional possibilities in the near future, especially as the mainnet launches soon. The mainnet launch will be followed by the integration of a growing number of chains. Currently there are 5. So the offering of Thorchain will be more complete as it starts to connect to many different chains out there, including layer 1s and layer 2s. New features will also be implemented once this happens, such as Thor names, a naming service for wallet addresses, and Thorfi, which will bring a new finance solution such as lending and saving, which could give the chain a massive boost in adoption, as this is still lacking due to its minimal offering. This can be seen in the TVL as well, which is currently less than 300 million, whereas the top 15 of layer 1s begin at a TVL of 750 million, with the top 5 at 6.7 billion, which means that there's still lots of room to grow and that Thorchain is relatively small. It is also expected to release its own native RUNE stablecoin in the future. And here the focus is again on improving the tokenomics, providing extra value to all the token holders. For its stablecoin, the team is expected to take over the tokenomics of the successful stablecoin USD from the Terraform Labs, which created Luna. In this model, Luna is burned to create the USD stablecoin. For Thorchain, the RUNE token will be burned to create the stablecoin, again properly aligning the interest of everyone in the ecosystem. As the stablecoin adoption increases, which will likely perform very well as Thorfi launches, more RUNE gets taken out of the circulation. Once again, very positive for all the RUNE token holders. So we are expecting more usage and demand to come to RUNE. So we are expecting more usage and demand for the RUNE to come. And while Thorchain has amassed a large following already, it's only the beginning of the actual adoption, and that is something for the entire crypto space. We've just had a first real big hype again with NFTs, we've had it with DeFi, and now the adoption slowly starts to kick in. The launch of synthetic assets has already resulted in the boost of the RUNE token price. It's the first of a number of important upgrades. Other major upgrades that are coming are expected to significantly increase the use of the chain, and with that also gives a boost to the RUNE token due to the well-aligned tokenomics. We can expect more features, more integrations and new dApps launching on RUNE, which will all create or contribute to the usage of the Thorchain and value of RUNE. The main risk for Thorchain that remains are potential exploits, as these could do further harm to the faith of the community. So now we have discussed the fundamental side, let's dive into the actual TA on RUNE for a few minutes. As you can see, we're taking a different camera right now as the other camera is not working properly. But when we're looking at the TA of RUNE at this point, I think we are concluding that it has been dropping swiftly, 85% down, has been making a beautiful bullish divergence here, as we can see, right? So we took the low. We have been taking the actual low here, resulting into a sweep of that and resulting into a new reversal in which we have been taking the other side, which we have been doing here. Took the high, went to a resistance. That was enough for a short-term correction here, which was taking lower time frame liquidity. And then we've had another run in which we have currently been taking these highs. So the actual reasoning for further upwards momentum right now with RUNE is technically not really there. I'm assuming that the hype is actually there for the synthetic assets and that we are most likely to have a little correction here before we can continue. And I think that if we are looking at lower time frames, we conclude now that we've got this high here, or we have been taking those highs here, resulting into this move. I think there's enough momentum to actually start taking these lows, in which we are most likely going to look at a scenario that we're diving all the way towards $6, have a pretty normal corrective move, taking those lows, and after that we are ready to start taking the highs that we've got here. So I'm assuming that we're going to have some sort of correction here, in which most likely we're taking those lows before we can actually start continuing. So anywhere from 650 to 550, that will be a range for me where I'm going to look for longs. And then I'm assuming that we're going to have a rush towards 12 to $14. So as a conclusion, I'm not really looking into longs for RUNE right now, as we have just been moving up heavily. But I think that if we want to get into the markets, and with the altcoins down so much, the chances are now, or the chances are relatively soon. Don't rush into positions that do not make sense. Also, have a wonderful day. Don't do stupid shit, and I'll see you again on Monday during the live stream on 7 p.m. Central European Time, and have a wonderful weekend. Ciao!